So hello friends, in this video we are going to make some practice on contract of our business law. So let's start our practice together. It's just a video which you can see while practicing your like Indian Contract Act chapter. So let's get started. Yeah, let's go. According to Section 2H of Indian Contract Act 1872, what is the defining characteristics of a contract? Okay, a proposal that has been accepted by offeree. Okay, any agreement made within two or more than two parties. Okay, a set of promise forming consideration for each other. An agreement that is enforceable by law. So the correct option is D, because contract are what? Contract are the agreement which are enforceable by law. Enforceable by law, that means which follow section 10 of Indian Contract Act 1872. So D would be the right answer. Yeah, so let's move on the next question, that is, which legal term describe the meeting of minds where both parties agree to the same thing in same sense? Okay, where both parties are agree to same thing in same sense, like उसे हम कहते हैं ना, sensus ab idem, same thing in same sense, sensus ab idem. So A would be the right answer. Next question is, how does the Indian Contract Act distinguish between and legal agreements and void agreements? First of all, legal agreements. Okay, not legal. Oh, I was confused. Okay, not legal. It's illegal, because any term like legal doesn't exist. Okay, because if agreement is legal, then it will be like treated as an agreement. It will be treated as a contract. Yeah, so there is no term like legal agreements. Okay, so illegal agreements. So first of all, illegal agreements are those agreements which are forbidden by law. Okay, which are forbidden by law. And void agreements are those agreements which is void from the very beginning. Okay, void ab initio, void from the very beginning. So all void agreements are illegal agreements, but all illegal agreements are not void agreements. It's All illegal agreements are void agreements, but all void agreements are not illegal agreements, necessarily illegal. Yeah, B would be the right answer. Let's move on the next question, that is, in the contract of the Indian Contract Act. Okay, in the context of Indian Contract Act, what does quid pro quo refer to? First of all, quid pro quo is a maxim in a Latin word that means something in return. It is basically used for the consideration. Okay, so something in return known as consideration. D would be the right answer. Let's move on the next question, that is, which of the following would not be considered a competent party to a contract? Okay, competent parties are those parties, like there are three cases. First of all, party must be major, means 18 plus. If the people are often, then majority is 21 for those people. Okay, and the second thing, that is, may not be declared by law, and there must be a free consent. Okay, so a person who make an offer to the world at large. No, a person who has attained the age of majority. Okay, B would be the right answer, but let's read everything. A person specifically disqualified by law. Okay, a person of sound mind. All right, so question, what is question? Which of the following would not be considered a competent party to a contract? Okay, so a person who has attended the age of majority, it's the agreement, like it is allowed by the Contract Act 1872, so it would not be the answer. Okay, a person specifically disqualified by law. Okay, see, and D is a person of sound mind. Okay, so A is wrong, so A would be the right answer. Oh my god, a person specifically disqualified by law. A person specifically disqualified by law cannot enter into the contract. All right, so a person specifically disqualified by law. Yes, yeah, I just made a mistake. What was the question? I was not getting the exact question. What was question trying to say? The question was trying to say that which of the following would not be considered a competent party to a contract? Okay, so a person who is disqualified by law, they are not considered as a competent party to make a contract. Okay, I just get like I just get distracted. Like, what was the question? I was not getting it. Okay, now it's my mistake. Let's move. Which type of contract is categorized by the fact that it is enforceable only at the option of aggrieved party? So voidable contract are those contracts which are enforceable only at the option of aggrieved party. So C would be the right answer. Let's move on the next question, that is, what is the result when two parties exchange identical offer in the ignorance of each other proposal? Okay, it is basically known as cross contract, and it is not deemed to be accepted. So uh, a valid contract is immediately formed. No, a cross offer is created which does not result in a contract. Yeah, C would be the right answer. Let's move on the next question, that is, based on the case of Lalman versus Gauri Dutt, what is required for a valid acceptance of an offer? Okay, so in this question, the question is asking that Lalman Sukla versus Gauri Dutt case, like, what does it show? So first of all, it show like contract must communicated to offeree. Contract must communicated to offeree. Here offeree was Lalman Sukla, who was not aware about the price of 50,000. So the offeree must have acknowledged of the offer before accepting it. Yeah, A would be the right answer. Next question, that is, which of the following is classified as an invitation to offer rather than a valid offer? Okay, so invitation to offer are just an offer which invite a person to make an offer. All right, a statement of price or price list so in a shop. A would be the right answer. Let's move on the next question, that is, how is a quasi contract different from a standard contract? Okay, quasi contract are those contract, they are not an actual contract but resemble contract. Okay, here the obligation imposed and the right conferred on party through law. So it is not an actual contract but resemble and through legal obligation. A would be the right answer. We have to learn all the definition of those contract. No need to rot it. When you will just revise it, you will indirectly got to know in your uh, in your mind. So no need to rot. Okay, let's move on the next question, which is, in a bilateral contract are those contract where uh, bilateral contract are those contract where obligation is fulfilled by both parties. Okay, so the obligation are outstanding and none of the party have been yet fulfilled them. No, not at all. The obligation is fulfilled by only one party at the time of information. B would be the right answer. Oh my god. Okay, bilateral and unilateral, the obligation are outstanding, none of the party have yet fulfilled them. Bilateral contract, no, I think I have confusion here, because there are two type of on the basis of formation there are on the basis of performance there are two type of contract. First is bilateral and second is unilateral. Bilateral contract are those contract where the obligation is fulfilled by both parties, and the unilateral contract are those contract where the obligation is fulfilled by none of the party. Okay, so I don't know what is this. I'm quite confused here. So I will definitely I will definitely make my answer true. I don't know. I think my concept is true, but yeah, let's check. Please ignore this question. When I will rectify it, then I will definitely post on my YT channel. So let's ignore it for now, and let me take a screenshot of this so that I can, yeah, so that I will remember that I have to make I have to make the solution here. Okay, let's move on the next question. Please ignore it for now. I will definitely upload it till morning. Okay. So the next question is, an agreement that is good in substance but cannot be enforced due to a technical defect, like the lack of writing, is called an. Okay, so this is our enforceable contract. Unenforceable contract are those contracts which are which are good in nature but have some technical defects. So C would be the right answer. Let's move on the second last question, that is, which of the following described an executory contract? Okay, executory contract. Executory contract. Okay, I'm quite confused. Okay, let's read. A contract where both parties have already performed their obligation. Okay, a contract that is executory contract. Okay, a contract which is not performed by party now. A contract where the obligation are yet to be performed in the future. Yeah, C would be the right answer. Yeah, let's move on the next question. Social or domestic agreements such as a husband promise a gift to his wife are generally not enforceable because because they are social, they are social. Okay, they lack of legal objects. Yeah, there is usually an intention to create legal relationship. Yeah, guys, I just do hesitation here. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I hope you gave the right answer. Let's move on the next question, which is the last question of our this series. So let's see what happen if an offer. Okay, what happen if an offeree give a conditional acceptance? What changed to the original term of the offer? Okay. Okay, so the when offeree give conditional acceptance regarding changing original offer is called what? Just remember, guys. I know what does that called. It is not in general offer. It is known as counter offer. So it consists of counter offer which causes the original offer to lapse. B would be the right answer. Yeah. So guys, tell me your result in the comment section if you are still watching this video right now. So do subscribe this channel and see you in the next video. Then when take care of yourself, and where I make the mistake I will definitely upload it on my post. So see you in the next video. Bye.